All right, let me paint you a picture. You're sending a friend, say 10,000 naira. You type it in, you hit send, and then you look at your balance and notice, wait a minute, a little bit more than 10,000 naira is gone. What is that about? What's going on, finance people? It's Josh here. Welcome back to JoshLM Finance. Let's break this down.
So, right off the bat, no, your bank is not stealing from you. And it's not some, shady hidden charge they just made up. What you're seeing is the 7.5% VAT that's now on electronic banking services here in Nigeria. And look, this isn't some far-off thing. It's happening right now.
Okay, so today we are going to break this all down, nice and simple. We're going to cover what this VAT actually applies to, and maybe more importantly, what it doesn't apply to. We'll figure out how much it's really costing you, the real math, and then, of course, how you can be smart about it. Let's clear up all the noise and confusion.
All right, let's get into the specifics. So the government has this 7.5% value-added tax, or VAT, on electronic banking transactions. It's been in effect since January 2020. But listen, out of that whole definition, there are only two words you really, really need to remember: service fees.
And I'm going to say this a few times because it's so important. This tax is not on your money. It is not on the 10,000 you're sending. It's definitely not a tax on your total account balance. It is only on the small fee the bank charges you for the service of making the transfer. This is a government mandate, So platforms like MoneyPoint, they have no choice but to follow the rule. It's not them, it's the policy.
Okay, let's do the actual math. Seriously, this is the part where all that panic you might have seen on WhatsApp or Twitter just dissolves. Because when you see the actual numbers, you'll realize it's way, way smaller than you've been led to believe.
So let's take a super common scenario. Your bank charges you a 15-hour fee to send money. That's pretty standard, right? Okay, so that 15-hour fee is our starting point.
Now, what's 7.5% of that $50 fee? It's $3.75. Yep, that's it. 3 naira, 75 kobo. That tiny amount is the actual VAT you're paying.
So you just add that to the original bank fee, the $50 plus the $3.75 VAT. Your new grand total charge is $53.75. See? Not nearly as scary as it sounds.
And this same logic applies to everything. Look at this table. If your bank's fee is lower, maybe 25 naira, the VAT is just 188. For a USSD transaction that costs 20 naira, the VAT is a tiny 150. Now, even on something bigger, like let's say 1,000 naira fee to get a new card, the VAT is just 75 naira. It's always a percentage of the fee.
So, that crazy rumor you've probably seen floating around on WhatsApp, you know the one about someone getting charged 7,500 naira in VAT for sending 100,000? Honestly, that rumor itself should be arrested and charged for spreading panic. It's just completely wrong. That's not how the math works at all. But look, I get why people are confused. It's totally understandable. Because this VAT isn't the only charge out there, right? It's like it showed up to a party where there are already a few other deductions taking bites out of your account. So let's untangle this whole mess.
All right, this is super important, so let's get it straight. The 7.5% VAT, as we've said, is a percentage of the service fee. Then you've got the 15-hour stamp duty. That's a flat charge, and it only kicks in on transfers of 10,000 or more. And then there's a third one, the 10% withholding tax, or WHT. That one's totally different. It's a percentage of the interest you earn on your savings. So, yes, it is possible to get hit with both stamp duty and VAT on the same transaction if it's over $10,000. It stings, for sure, but it's not a mistake.
And here's a little twist for you. The government made a big deal saying that interest you earn on savings is exempt from this VAT, which, okay, that sounds good, but you're already paying a 10% withholding tax on that same interest. So it feels a bit like they took away a tiny spoon, but left the big ladle in the pot,
Okay. Enough about the problems and the charges. Let's get to the good part, the solutions. How can you be smart about this? What's your strategy to navigate all these fees without just pulling your hair out?
This is where the fintechs like OPay and PalmPay really shine. You see them advertising free transfers, right? Well, here's why that matters. If the service fee is zero, then 7.5% of zero is, well, it's zero. No fee means no VAT. Simple as that. And some of them are pretty clever. OPay, for example, lets you send up to 9,999 naira, which conveniently keeps you just under that 10,000 naira threshold for stamp duty. Smart move.
But let's be real for a second. We all know that a free lunch in Nigeria can be a seasonal thing. So just keep this in mind. The second any of these platforms decides to introduce even a tiny service fee, that 7.5% VAT is going to pop up right alongside it. It's the law, so they have to. So with all that in mind, here is your practical 5-step playbook. Step 1. Use those zero-fee platforms while you can. Enjoy it. Step 2. When possible, try to keep your transfers just under that 10,000 Naira mark to sidestep the stamp duty. Step 3, and this is a big one. Actually look at your transaction alerts and breakdowns. Know what you're being charged for. 4. If you make a lot of transfers, start budgeting for these little microcharges. They can add up. And finally, Step 5. Stop forwarding those panicky WhatsApp messages. Share facts, not fear. Seriously, understanding this stuff will save you more money in the long run than any free transfer.
All right, let's zoom out for a minute. Let's look at the big picture here. Why is this even happening? What's the government actually trying to achieve with this?
From the government's perspective, the goal is pretty straightforward. They're pushing hard for a cashless, digital economy where everything is traceable. Digital payments have skyrocketed, but the tax revenue from all that activity hasn't. So this VAT is their way of formalizing revenue collection. They're taxing the service, not your actual money. But, and this is a big but, let's be honest, in an economy where inflation is over 30%, even these small charges feel huge. The timing feels pretty rough, to say the least.
And as always, the quick disclaimer. Remember, this is for your education, to help you understand the system. It's not official, personalized financial advice. The whole point here is to give you the knowledge you need so you can manage your money with confidence, not stress.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? The system didn't suddenly get more expensive, it just got more transparent about its costs. The rules are getting tighter, digital money is being tracked more closely, and the convenience we all love now has a very clear price tag. The bottom line is simple. If you understand the rules of this game, you stay ahead. But if you don't understand the rules, well, your account balance will eventually become a very tough teacher. Look, convenience costs money now, and understanding that cost is how you win the game. Thanks for watching till the end. If this helped you, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.